this year I want to follow each game a little bit more closely and give 3-2-1 votes. Hopefully we can get very close for the Brownlow in the end. Anyway, let's get straight to it. I'll try to make these videos as short as possible. For the first game, which was Sydney versus Melbourne, I think that Isaac Heaney will get the 3 votes. While he didn't get a huge amount of disposals, they were very important and the contested possessions were very high. He scored and he also had score involvements. I think it's going to be 3 votes and 2 votes between him and Grundy. It really could go either way. Grundy was very dominant on the night, beating Max Gawn pretty much everywhere around the ground. Sydney saw what Port Adelaide had done and attacked Max Gawn, and it worked. And 1 vote goes to Jack Viney, who played really well. If Melbourne were able to win that game, I think he probably still goes into maybe 2 at the most. I still think Isaac Heaney or Brodie Grundy would have kept that top spot, purely because, first of all, they won the game, but they were very dominant throughout that game. So that is my 3-2-1 vote for the Sydney and Melbourne game. The next game, Brisbane hosted Carlton at the Gabba, and as you know, it was such a thriller of a game. Looked like Brisbane had that one pretty much tied up at the first quarter, but Carlton just did not quit. I think Harry McCabe just misses out on the votes. I know he was very important. He did kick that winning goal. I don't know if that will put him into the votes or not. It'll be very close. I could be wrong, but I think Patrick Cripps stood up when it mattered the most. After all, Brownlow is more of a midfielder's medal, but he stood up when it counted and he got plenty of disposals. It wasn't his best night, but when Carlton had that burst of energy and came out and played really well in the game, Patrick Cripps was at the forefront and I think he played really well. Mitch McGovern was playing off the back line. He provided that marking and running contest, especially when it came to the point where Carlton were getting over the top of Brisbane, so I think he will get 2 votes, and Lachie Neale was definitely outstanding for Brisbane. Unfortunately, didn't get the win, but I still think he gets 1 vote. And they are my 3-2-1 votes for the Carlton and Brisbane game. Round 0 saw Gold Coast take on Richmond in Queensland, and this is the easiest 3 votes you will get in all of the whole season. Matt Rowell was absolutely dominant. He had 20 clearances, he had heaps of disposals. He was over the top of everyone. He is a clear 3 vote getter for this one. I think Noah Anderson gets 2 votes in the end for his efforts as well, sort of coming off that back line and assisting him as well. He didn't get that many clearances, but I still think he gets the 2 votes. And of course, King scored 5 goals, I reckon it was, in the end, and he played a really great game. He contributed on the scoreboard, but he also pushed forward and took a few marks, which then also allowed for his other forwards to go down and kick several goals. So they are my 3-2-1 votes for the Gold Coast and Richmond game. GWS took on the reigning premiers in the Pies and came out on top. Tom Green was just all over every single person in the midfield. He had 30 odd disposals. He was very efficient and he even got on the scoreboard. I think for the amount of disposals he had and the efficiency that he had, he will definitely get the 3 votes for me. Josh Kelly and Cornelio also played really well, so I don't know if that will be the 1 vote as well. Cornelio just misses out for me, but he will definitely be up there. I wouldn't be surprised if he steals that 1 vote or possibly 2 and pushes Kelly down to the 1. They both played really well, but I think I have to include Jesse Hogan just for his influence on the game. He actually didn't have that many disposals, and I think he kicked, was it 4 or 5 goals? He did really well, but what I thought was outstanding for Jesse Hogan was he was pushing forward and taking very great contested marks. The umpires would have taken notice of that, and I think for that he gets 1 vote. And that is my 3-2-1 for GWS and Collingwood. And so that's the end of, we only had a very short round. Next video is going to be a lot longer, but take a look at the standings now. As you can see here, I'll update this weekly, I hope. I have the time to continue to do this throughout the year. I think we should go fairly close over the long run. Maybe at the start might be a little bit shaky, but over the long run, surely we get fairly close to finding the Brownlow medal winner for the 2024 AFL season. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.